Thursday, which means it is time for a card video. So let me do the normal refreshing off to the side here to be sure we're actually doing something. Because doing something is better than doing nothing. That is a true thing. When you don't know what to do next, just do the next thing. And right now, the next thing is to be sure that I am live on YouTube. So I see my hands moving, so that is a very good sign. I hope you all are having a great week and enjoying some of our new goodies, the new kit. And I know you've seen that the last chance list was updated. Did you all notice that the textured notes dies are on the last chance list, as are brass butterflies? So if you don't have those two things, now is the time, because with all things last chance, once it's gone, it's gone. Textured notes. Can I say it again? I'm stomping my foot under my desk. If you do not have the textured notes dies, please get them right now before they're gone. Hey Shirley, hi Karen, hi Faith, and Judy. I appreciate y'all joining me today. I hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. Okay, so last week or the week before that, I did a secret slider card, and I did a fast reel, you know, the 60-second thing where it goes really quick. And I had a lot of people ask me if I was going to do a full-length video tutorial on the secret slider, and so that's what I am doing today. I have used the Cutest Crew. This is a new online exclusive bundle, and you can see you get your kitties, your puppies, and your birds, which we've used today, and you get a couple of 3-4 sentiments and some cute little inside things, including some butterflies. And the die set, not only does it cut out the 3 stamped images, but you can also cut out some flowers and some butterflies, and then birds and kitties and puppies, little die cut of each of those 3 species. So it's a pretty cute set. You might overlook it when you see the online exclusives come out, but I hope you will take another look. Hey Susan, hello Mara, Jean, and Marva, and Becky, and Mario. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey Amy. And of course we've used stylish shapes, so duh. Now, the paper that I've used today, I'm going to show you the card in just a second, is called Splash of Sparkles DSP. It's in the, it's an online exclusive. It came out in January of this year, and this has just got a bunch of pretty geometric kinds of papers with your Timid Tiger and Daffodil Delight, Balmy Blue, Pretty in Pink, Bubble Bath. Shy Shamrock is in here, and Peach Pie. Oh, actually, this is Timid Tiger, sorry. And I've used a couple of those DSPs today, and I'll kind of give you a clue about what they are when we get to them. So here is what the secret slider looks like. You can see the front looks pretty regular. It's really kind of starts as a gate card, and then it gets some strategic adhesivizing and becomes a slider. So when you open it, this little slider piece pulls out to reveal your inner sentiment. Okay, and it's super easy. It's just a whole lot easier to show it in a video than it is to write it out. So you will get to see both when we're done, and let's go ahead and get started. I just realized that was a little bit close to the edge, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'll have to do that different on my new one. Okay, so you have kind of like 2 card bases. You've got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Of course, I cut that the wrong size entirely. And we're off to an awesome start. Yes, that's how we're going to roll today, I can already tell. So let's try that one more time. You know, once you've cut cardstock at 4 by 5 1/4 for 1,000 years, it's not very hard to screw that up. So as I was saying, rewind, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the mechanism card itself that's going to go on top of it. And this is a piece of Balmy Blue. It's 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. 5 1/4, not 5 1/2. So 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. And we're going to use our trimmer here. Get our arm stuck out. Stick out our arm. And we're going to first score. Wait, I've got my little measurements over here. I have to have my measurements so that I don't mess up more than twice. Okay, so we're going to first score it at 2 3/4, and then again at 6 3/4, which is out here. Okay, Just be sure you use the light gray so that you're scoring and not cutting, or you will be getting another piece of cardstock out. Okay, so then just like a gate card, these fold in. What is sold out or not available? You're talking about the cutest, whatever the heck the name is, Cutest Crew. It is sold out for pre-order. It will. I have absolutely no doubt that it will be back in time for customer ordering in March. Zero doubt in my mind at all. All right, so we're going to fold both of those in. So it is not sold out. It is sold out for demonstrator pre-order. That's all. It's not sold out for customers because customers can't even get them yet until March. Okay, so let's just be real clear on that. We'll give that a good burnish. And then we're just going to do a little adhering. Okay, we'll start with some pieces of that Splash of Sparkle DSP. And I have two of the designs. This one's going to be on our front panel, and then these two will go on our insides. Okay, I'm already having a great start. Good job, Mare. Is that right? Tell me this is right. Yes, that is correct. This, however, is not at all correct. So let me get an actual piece. Do 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 do. And I can't even see it. There it is. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut two more pieces so that I get my contiguous design. I just wanted it. It doesn't have to be, but I kind of liked it that way. So let's see if we can do that right this time. So this should have been 2 5/8. Let me be sure I'm right. You know, measure once, cut twice. And that's apparently what I did. So 2 5/8. All right. So 2 5/8. All right. And then 1 5/8. Okay. See, if you cut them like that, kind of consecutively, then when you have a design, you can kind of keep it going. And then to cut the bottom length, the top, the long ways length, just be sure you cut from the same end on both pieces of paper. Okay. So let's try that again. Man, that was twice. That is 2 bad measurements within the first 1.5 minutes of the video. That is not boding well. I'm just saying. Or conversely, it could be that I'm getting my errors out of the way early. How about that? Let's go with that one. Oh, ready? Let's go with that one. Supposed to be restocked next Monday, February 9th. Excellent news. Excellent news. Because that would mean it would be available if people wanted to join and put that in their starter kit, which you can do. Okay, so we're going to adhere. That looks so much better, doesn't it? Weird how if you cut right, it'll be exactly correct. Okay, so we're going to just adhere that with some liquid glue. Hey, Ginger, appreciate you joining. You came in time to get past my first 2 measuring fox passes. So hopefully that will be the only ones you have to watch today. All right, we'll put that on like so. Except that was crooked as it could be. Crooked as a style. You heard that word, crooked as a style? He walked a crooked mile, across a crooked style. Okay. And then we'll put this on the inside of the slider. Okey-doke. All right, so let's go ahead and make the slider right quick. For that, we are going to use a smaller piece of I used the same DSP as my card base. You could use whatever. And this piece is, it is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, I hope. Let's just double check, shall we? Having sort of learned my lesson. And we're going to, on the short end, we're going to score at 3/8 of an inch. All right, so that is right there. 3/8 of an inch is handy because it's exactly right for using tear and tape, which we're fixing to do. Okay. Now, our little design on the inside, we're going to first stamp the happy birthday sentiment from Cutest Crew. Here we go. In Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add this cute little flowers image right here, right next to it. Okay. And keeping our bird theme going, there's a very cute little set that has the, a little stamp that has the bird tracks on it. So I'm going to stamp that in 2 corners, across 2 corners. So we're going to go 1, and then line it up so it looks like he's not a drunk bird. And stamp, and then we'll finish that off right up here. Okay. And then we can turn it, and I'm going to go down this other corner because he turned around and came back. Okay, there we go. All right, now we'll put that aside and close this so that I do not stick my big old hand in there. And we are going to adhere this. I am not having a good go with this, am I, at all? What did I do? Y'all, I think I need to just go back to bed, okay? So hang tight. I think I just need to go back to bed. All right, I meant to do it on the short side, which is not this. So let's try one more time, shall we? Where's my wrong piece of cardstock? Y'all, I am not normally this combobulated. Dis or otherwise. I mean, I hope I'm not. So I hope you'll give me some grace. I don't even know what the problem is today. All right, let me be sure I'm getting this right. 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so we'll go the 4 1/4 here. 4 1/4 and 3 3/4. So I very calmly told you, do it on the short side, and then I didn't. So, you know, there's that. So let me just double check. Yeah, we want it to be long that way. Okay, so 3 8 of an inch this way. In case you think this is a really hard front fold, it totally is not. If you just read the directions that I wrote these directions and I'm not even reading them correctly, for goodness sakes. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Hey, Cheryl, appreciate you coming. Y'all, we do have a really good joining special open right now. If you are interested in the Stampin' Positioner, this is the time to get it because it is going to be available at some point in the future for purchase, just regular purchase, but we don't know when, okay? And when I purchased it, it was $49. So you're getting a $49 tool for free when you join on top of your $125 in free goodies that you're getting from your joining special. You pay your $99 plus tax. Okay, just so you know, I'm using the Light Lost Lagoon, and I'm just coloring these little leaves with Light Lost Lagoon. Remember, Lost Lagoon is a green, so these could be green leaves. We don't know. You can't say that they're not. And that's a leaf too. And then you're going to see that I'm going to use these 3 colors on the front for my birds. So I'm going to start with the light bubble bath for this little flower right here. And then we'll do Pretty in Pink for the middle flower. And then Lemon Lolly. Thank y'all, I appreciate that. Let's see, what was that? 15 inches of snowfall is melted. Wow, that was quick. It must not be that terribly cold. I mean, I'm glad that it melted because y'all are about as good with snow as we are, which is to say, you know, not at all, really. Okay, so here's how we're going to do the slider. We're going to get out our tear and tape, and we'll go ahead and load up our gates. So this is going to be the part that captures the slider. So we're going to do it second, but we'll get our tear and tape on. If y'all don't know my little trick about the tear and tape, if you will stick your hand through the ring and then hold the tape with your thumb and forefinger, then you can guide it. It becomes much easier to deal with. Then we're going to put tear and tape on the top portion of this piece right here. Okay. And what you're going to do, go ahead and give that a little bend so it's ready to roll, is we're going to place it right here. Once we get the tear and tape cover off, I'm going to place it right in the center. Tear and tape is off. We're putting this right up against this score line, and then we're just going to close this front, and it will pick that up. And once it does that, it's going to create that right there. Okay, so let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it and just do it. Okay, here we go. Get that off. Get that lined up like so. And close that down and give it a push. Thanks, Sherry. And there you go. Okay, so now I need a drink. Now, what we're gonna do is close this gate, but you want to be sure that when you close it, that you've kind of got that slider captured. Okay, because it's really hard if you put that down. You have to do a lot of bending and stuff to get it stuck under there. So you're going to want to be sure that when you set it down, that your card is a little bit closed like that. Does that make sense? Ask me how I know that it's really hard to get it down there after you put this together. Okay, just saying. Okay, so we're just going to kind of close it like that, and then close that right gate and give that a good burnish. And there you have your slider. Now here's a news flash. This is also a pretty great gift card holder. So you could actually slide a gift card in there and they would open it up and get a gift card and a happy birthday all at the same time. I'm just saying. Okay, so now let's go ahead and decorate our front. I'll adhere this to the front with some liquid glue, and then I'll show you the die cuts that I've already done. And I will be going off screen one time to stamp or to die cut our sentiment. So we're going to put this on like a so. And then I did a little bit with my stylish shapes. So I used one of the pieces of this, the Splash of Sparkles DSP, and I cut out 2 of the bubble bath banners using this larger spanner, and they're going to go down first. And then I used the next to largest circle to cut out a lemon lolly circle, and the second from largest to cut out one of the printed circles on the DSP. Okay, so I had multiple options. I went with whatever this is, color. Okay, so that's going to be kind of a build-up that we're going to make here. And we'll go ahead and get that going. I did put this piece on with dimensionals. I had to have some dimensionals somewhere. I mean, dang. You can't have, I mean, is a card really a card? Really, if it doesn't have a dimensional somewhere on it? I don't believe it can be. I feel like it probably isn't. Okay, so we'll just pull these off. And then we're going to put this on our mat, sort of centered like so. Ow! Did I just bobble that all over the place? Yep, let me see if I got it straight back. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, we're sort of back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Now, I stamped the little bird people in tuxedo black on some basic white, and we're going to go ahead and color them right quick. And I told you about the colors that we've used already. So we're going to use our Lost Lagoon to color our grass a little bit. These guys are so cute. I love these. And what's really fun about them, I noticed, but I didn't do this time, is these little dies that cut the birds are the same exact birds right here. So you could actually put a die cut bird over the top and then you'd have your grass. Not sure if you need to do that, but they're really cute. And then look at this little guy. He's really cute too. So you get all of those. Got a lot of die cutting options for yourself here with this cute set. Okay, all right. And then at least a foot of snow on the ground in Michigan with temps in the low 20s and 3 to 10 at night. No, 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 that's not, no. Mm-mm. You can keep that, my friend, but do stay home and stay warm, okay? All right, so our first little guy, we are going to color him in a bubble bath, And we're actually going to do a little off color, different color blending here in just a second. So I'm taking my lemon lolly and putting a little bit of lemon lolly on his chest right there. And we're going to use the light timid tiger to color his beak. They're actually all going to be colored beaks. Okay. And then I will use Pretty in Pink for our second birdie. Now you could go, if you're not using the DSP that has the colors, the pinks in it, you could go with any pink that you like, but I just thought it kind of made sense. Put a little bitty bit like that. Oh, and then while I have him out, we'll go ahead and color this last guy Lemon Lolly. And I gave him a little bitty bit of bubble bath right there on his little wingo. On his little wingy. His wingy. Now, let's go ahead and make us a sentiment right quick. I've got a piece of Timid Tiger paper from the set, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Tuxedo Black, and that is the So Glad We're Friends. Okay. And I'm going to then take this narrow die from Stylish Shapes, and I'm going to cut it out. So give me 1 second, and I'll be right back. I'll be back. Do, 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 do. All right, let me see if I got it straight. All right, so what's going to happen here is we're going to have our sentiment, and then we're going to have our little bird guys here, and we're going to put them all on dimensionals, okay? But let's go ahead first. I'm going to put this on my card base. Did I color the orange bird's tail? I did not. I let him be just, he just has like feathers without anything on there. You could color them if you wanted. Maybe I should. I'll color those. Maybe they'll be yellow. What do you think? I think yellow would be good. All right, so we're going to put this on our card base. Okay. Now, since I noticed that my banner here is getting a little bit wrinkled when I open the card, I'm going to move everything over a little bit. See? Helps to make two, apparently. Okay, so these guys are going to go on like so, and I'm going to put them pretty close together. We're going to put this guy, we're going to put him a little bit offset like that. So we're changing the design a little bit, which is fine. It's not always, it always doesn't have to be the same every single time, right? Right? I mean, surely not. Everybody understands that designs can change even while you're making the same design twice. All right, so we've got those adhered down like so. And we're going to put this guy over. So basically now I'm centering him, okay? And we'll put him on with liquid glue. Okay, and then we're going to put this guy on with some dimensionals. center right there. Okay. Don't put those in your die cut thing, Mary. Gosh, that would be weird and annoying, wouldn't it? Okay. So we're gonna put him right there. I'm just kind of trying to center him on there. And then we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back of these guys, up near the top. Like so. There we go. Yeah, Marilyn, it looks like they're going to be back around the 9th of February, like Rosie said there. Yep. Yes, it would be good for any of those things. Cheryl, you are correct. I just think it's a really cute set. Okay, so we're just putting these guys on here. A little bit offset. We're going to put a couple of butterflies. So I did a little bit of die cutting. I die cut some of the flowers. Okay, this is what you get when you use this little die cut right here. And I don't know, I think that could do something. I don't know, I'm kind of holding on to it for a minute. But I've got all the white flowers, and then I have the butterflies with this die set in bubble bath cardstock, and we're going to just use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere those to our card front. And I should have held him with the others on the other wing. On the other wing, there we go. And then, where did you guys go? Here we go. We'll use the medium one up there as well. And we're going to put the little tiny one on the sentiment. And although I didn't use them, this would be a really cute card to put some brass butterflies that are on the last chance list. Okay, and then this little guy, this little one went wee all the way home. We're gonna put him right here, like that. And then I had these little flowers, and so I just kind of put a little cluster of them down here, like 5 of them. You get a few more little die cuts, but 5 seemed like a good number to me. They're kind of stylized flowers. They're fun. Actually, as I look at them, they remind me of the flowers on the Partridge Family's bus. You know, the 60s called and they want their flowers back. All right, so there's 2. And here's 3. And you get a couple that look more like stars than flowers, but I thought they were kind of cute. 4. And let's use this one right here. And 5. Always decorate with odd numbers like that. And there is our card with our secret slider. Our secret slider. Okay, so let's do a quick envelope. And for my envelope, I'm not going to do it on there. I'm going to stamp some bird tracks. And I did them on both corners, so, you know, the post office is just going to have to cope with some bird tracks in their way. Or they'll send them back to me. I want to see the code they put on the return thing. Unable to deliver due to tracks on envelope. I don't know that that's a thing, but they probably have one. And then we're going to go like this. I like how this is relatively easy to line those up and get it so it doesn't look like you have a drunk bird. Okay. And we'll put that across. Thanks, Joanne. I appreciate it. And then we're going to put some more of that Splash of Sparkles DSP on the envelope flap. And we'll be ready to rumble. Alright, there we go. We'll get our scissors. Yep, I hope you'll come back on Saturday. I have another fun fold in my head. Y'all are going, oh great, I wonder if she'll get any of those cuts right to begin with. Huh. Mary has lost her ability to read cut marks on her trimmer, apparently. Hello. I'm getting old. Okay, there we go. All right, so there you are. You can see one with it a little bit offset or one with it kind of in the center of the panel. I can tell you I will probably do a little modifying to this so that it won't wound itself every time it's opened. But so if you make this, make it offset like this, okay, so that you can open without damaging your sentiment like that. All right, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I appreciate your patience with me at the beginning. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you back here on Saturday. Thank you so much, everybody. Ta.